Welcome to this evening's live. Welcome. This is your host, none other than Joy. Hat 8663. 8363. Yes. And I'll be hosting you this evening on whatever topic we came up with. So for those that are out in the diaspora, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. And as you are coming in, as you're tuning in, please please like and share. Okay. So welcome to each and every one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. It's windy and it's cold. Yes. It's a cold and windy afternoon. Yes, it's windy and it's cold. It's pretty cold, 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 cold. It is so cold. Okay, sometimes my life is, it is a cold and windy afternoon. Mm-hmm. So, to those that are out there outside of my time zone, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes. Oh, it's 14 minutes after 8. That was quick. Welcome. Hello. Big up. Welcome. Big up, big up, big up. Welcome to you coming in. And as you come in, you just touch the thumbs up button, give a like, give a share out as well, and also give a subscription if you haven't done that before. So subscribe, like, and share, and welcome. Free Palestine, welcome to you over here. Say say free Palestine, free Palestine. How are you doing? Um, people are getting free, ain't they? What do you say about the Gaza? Let me jump a little bit into the politics and the politics, not knowing very well about it, but seeing you're from that side of the world, how do you vote with the Gaza? You think the president, America should be in the Gaza, putting their roots there? Tell me, what do you think? It is a cool and breezy afternoon. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Yes, so since you're from Palestine, everything is down that side, down at the land that was given to those, the forefathers, coming right down to now. I know that Palestine is Muslim. So I am asking you, what do you think about the Gaza? The President of the United States making it public that he would like to have control of the Gaza. What are your take on it? I, I know that one, he's not a Jew and he's not a black. Two, he is not part of that race down there. So I don't know how you would have, you know, if you go back scripturally, if you go back scripturally, I don't know why he would want to go to take over the Gaza. Um, Bim Bam, you want to give you my email? You want him to give you my email? And sometimes, okay, I will give you my email, and according to them, my thing is being full. So I will quickly give you um, a number that you can call. Say that again. The Jews broke their contract with God. They don't believe in Jesus. It's not that they don't believe Bim Bam. It's not that they don't believe. The problem is the Jew were a chosen to carry, be a light bearer to the world. So of course they are going to be the light bearer for what the next one name. But what they don't believe is that Jesus come and he would come in a manner in which he came. So to this day, they are still looking for the Messiah. They actually is being striked from the list of the chosen. So no longer are they the chosen and that one. You know, the Gentile, they should be the light bearer for the Gentile. They are forfeit along the way. But God said, not trouble them, leave them alone. You know? Prophet were only there. Okay, so so he sends to the Gentiles. So they believe Jesus, but they don't believe that he came already. And this is the ROA. Where does it find again in the scripture? When each time when they go and they do their anky panky there and the Lord, and they went praying, praying, and ripping their garments to show in they are so sorry for their sins. Forgive us, Lord, and they do they da. And they went on provoking God. Mhm. They are vipers. That's exactly, it said so indeed, right? So he said to them at one time, he said, hello, the, the threads don't do you anything. Doing that won't get you anywhere. Rent, rent your heart and not the garment. And you saw people take it up in church and said, oh, come to church as you are. The Lord said, render your heart and not your garment. He didn't say it so. No wording in the Bible said that. And when he said that to them is to tell them, look here, there were one time is almost 40 years they don't hear from God, you know. It's almost in 40 years. He lock his ears from their cry. Right? But remember, when Jacob was blessing the son 140 years, we allowed them. They betrayed their contract. Yes, they do. They do. When Jacob was blessing the sons, the same ones them and the offsprings that are there fighting and fighting, those war will never end. The war will always be going on and on. How did he bless Dan? Mhm. He said, Dan is the one of the sword. And who with it down there? You go through and look at how when he blessed them and look at the reality of what is happening. You know? So, certainly they do. Certainly. So, they are still looking for the Messiah, but they are not going to stop until the Armageddon war came. Right? So, if it is, if it look like peace now, there will never be peace with them. And that's why I'm asking my dear friend here. So hello, President of the United States say want to come and put roots down into the Gaza. How do you speak? I, in my opinion, and I repeat it, my opinion, my saying, I don't see where that he should make such choice. There are two choices, there are two places I heard him going. He's going to Mars. Up to the other night in Congress, the flag is going to be flown even in Mars. And he's going to go to the Gaza. I don't think he's wise. Or he's just saying that to see the reaction of the people. I hope they can find Mars. I hope they can find Mars. I hope to God they go there because from there going to moon until now, and they can't put a foothold on moon soil with their lying tongue. Here, so we reach moon, and we are walking on the moon. And I remember as a young girl, I saw them on displaying on the TV. They bring back rock and earth from moon. Moon that is closer than Mars. And the rich still cannot inhabit moon. The starlights said She's saying, she said, she wished that she would be the first person on the moon, that she won't have any neighbors. So, if they could have gone to moon, they wouldn't have been on Earth. But you know what? Earth is where they belong, and Earth is where you are going to stay, and Earth is where you're going to do all your messed up, and everything that is going to happen is going to happen right on Earth. Destruction on Earth. So I pray myself that they all will get a good spaceship and make a good landing on Mars and wave the flags up there. And I hope they will be able to find Mars according to history, where Mars is and where this is. I hope they will find Mars, and I hope they will have a grand fine time if they found Mars. Because from I was a little girl, they're going to the moon, and they still cannot put one of the 10-story building on moon yet. And none of the electric cars won't be there driving. And none of all the trillionaires won't be there. Because if they could, they would. You know? So, that is the whole package of things. Okay, I'm gonna give you a straight number. I have more than one number, but let me give you. Do you have WhatsApp? Tell me if you have WhatsApp. WhatsApp, yeah. All right. I'm going to give you two numbers. I don't like doing this on my live though, but it's okay. If your name is not attached to your number, then you know my WhatsApp number is going to be 1876. Write that down. 1876 Hold on a little bit here. Hold on, my friend. Don't you move a muscle. Okay. 594 2895. So you just put that in. That is my Jamaican number, but I use my Jamaican number here on WhatsApp. And for this number now, 134. You get the first one? Next one, 134. Sorry, 1347 552 7045. My email is JOYP as in pumpkin 6170 at gmail.com. If you don't get it, you're not going to get it again. So let me know if you get it. The 1876, you put it in anywhere in the world I am. This is my WhatsApp number. You'll get it. It will spin off on the US number. Sigo, I miss you. Miss me? All right. Here you are with me. Never mind. We are here. We are here. I go. We are here. Okay, but remember I'm on the phone. So I just look at the message. I mean, remember I am on the WhatsApp, not the same phone I am using. So I'm using a different phone. Okay. I'm looking for a book. What have I done with the book? Okay, let me get a book here. Let me get something here. So, you're in agreement with me when I said, yeah, I would love to see, I'm wondering if it is been, they meant it as they speak it, or they're doing that to see what the reaction of the people. But I can almost put my last dollar down on the bet that Gaza will not. I mean, be it Israel, Gaza, as long as it's down in the Middle East, because don't matter how you saw the war with each other down there, don't get involved. Never mind want to go there to establish yourself. But they are the government and they had the power. So let us see what happened. You see, Iran and what Iran brother name? Saddam, Iran and Iraq. Iran and Iraq. You notice those two? Oh well, they and when things are getting like that, it's sad that there is no one, just you and me. I don't think so, Others are on there, man. Others are there. See Bim and Bam there. Others are on here. Apparently they are not thing there, but others are on here. There are others on here. Okay? Why would you say that is sad? I want to tell you something. When I just started YouTube, and they said to go live, to grow the channel, and to whatever. I went live, and when they realized is that is one person on there. You think when I came on and I waited a little bit, no one come in. You're bored? So what bore you now? If you're bored, go play some music and start dance, man. You don't love your own company. Huh? What pop up in your face? Oh man, you can't be bored. Let me tell you something. Anybody that said they're bored, they are the ones, they are bored with their self. Because there's something they can do. They can read, so many things they can do. Buy some puzzle book. Sit down and do puzzles and these things. Today I went out and came back. You know what I was doing? I was painting. You want to show you what I did today? And that's not all the day. Just a time I came in and I said, okay, let me do this because I didn't go to the kitchen this morning. So I said, let us show you what I do. If you're bored if you're bored, you make yourself bored.
Is that?
Let's start, but you can slide in and slide out.
Look at this nigga. Wait. To take my place. You say you hated the idea of and you said you were blameless for this. He's the better man for the job. You guys are the best criminals. No. It's not. You believe me? It's pretty. You did that today?
Yep. It's not finished.
It's your mic because you're muffling your clothes. People are making your mic.
This is what I was doing in the late afternoon. So, when you're bored, you find something to do. You don't bored with yourself. And this was just late afternoon. I just sit down, pick up my thing, and I start. And it's not finished. Yes. So, where boredom going? Do not entertain boredom. Okay? Find a book and read. If you have a Bible, pick up a Bible, open it, and just start reading something. Something you will get something. Just do something with yourself. Love yourself enough that you can't be bored. Must find something. Put on some music and listen and start dance and dance and dance and yeah, good. You won't get in trouble that way. Here? All right. So, you don't worry about the persons that are not here. You're surprised to know they're here. You're surprised to know they're here. Anyhow, if it's just we alone is here, it's okay. Don't worry yourself. You are not seeing what I am seeing. Okay? So let me get on to my birthday section. We are in the 6th of March and marching on. I'll put that down. For the sake of this phone here. You keep asking why no one is here. Why you think people is not here? People is there. You don't see them? They're there. No wonder. Don't worry.
You buy different antenna for trying to live
Just share the live with someone for your friends and tell them join. I wonder why this phone gone on portrait and not coming off. Find out why this not come off. From today and I'll Okay, have a good night's sleep. Okay, so happy birthday to those that are celebrating their birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthday. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. And have yourself a blessed and happy birthday. And again, we are in the month of this is crazy. This is crazy. I know because it is saying, okay, I, Freeman, new subscriber. Thank you very much. It's a blessing. Thanks. Okay, tonight I do not have a set topic. I left it open that we can have discussion. But then, as somebody before came on and we were talking about the chosen people of God, and if they still remain the chosen. And we are also asking the question because somebody from Palestine were here. I also asked the question if they are, comfortable with the U.S. to be in Gaza to take over Gaza and the US. And so we have a little discussion on that. We have some understanding on that. Okay. So then we are in the month of March. And March is a month a lot of people now are getting into the mood for the resurrection, for the crucifixion, and the resurrection. What are your take on that? Do you believe in the resurrection? Do you believe into the the pagan part of it? Because a part of it is really pagan. And the scripture told us about making the cake and going into the woods and cutting down cutting the trees and doing whatever. What do you know about Amos? So they're baking cake and whatever. So you know it shift, it move on, it's expand from the crucifixion, and everybody would be going to church, everybody would be going and fasting, everybody would be praying for I guess more strength, not praying because in sorrowness of the crucifixion, because it was done for a purpose. It was designated by the Almighty for a purpose to alleviate much of the sin that we could not bear. And Christ did it for us. Welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The Maker have done it for us, for you and I. Because just plain, okay, He has done it for you and I, for the purpose of that we, or sinners, could have the opportunity. He unload the burden of us. But there's a lot of persons who took it quite different. A lot of people believe in it quite differently. And the crucifixion, it is a reminder, or should be a reminder, of what had happened on that time when Christ was found guilty by Pontius Pilate and sentenced to be crucified. Now this man that have done this, he was on the earth teaching for 3.5 years. John the Baptist was before him, who carried the mantle of salvation. Yet they had beheaded John the Baptist. And as he said, one is going to come greater than he, John the Baptist. And so in time, Jesus was chosen to be the sacrificial lamb. And upon that, he have teach throughout for 3.5 years. And into that 3.5 years, ending that 3.5 years, was when he was crucified. There were people following Christ. Many follow him for different reasons, as it is today. A lot of people align themselves, whether with church or with politics or with whatever, for different reasons. Jesus was here teaching. There's nowhere that says stance, nickel, stance. Wow. Where were you? How are you, man? How are you? Okay, I haven't seen you in a while. Okay? Welcome. Welcome. Oh, yeah, long time. Okay, so Jesus was here and he walked the earth teaching, making disciples, carrying out the gospel for 3.5 years. Throughout that 3.5 years, the gospel were there for those that have ears to hear. Were hearing. Those that believe were following. So the followers were a lot. The followers were thousands and thousands and thousands because of the miracle, because of the healing. Okay, welcome to your girlfriend. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay. He was, many followed him for the different situation that they have. There was a little man, and the scripture described him as little, short, Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus wanted to see this great man. And what they said, Zacchaeus climbed in a sycamore tree just to see him. As soon as approaching the tree, he looked up and he said, Zacchaeus, come down. I guess Zacchaeus was wondering, good day, good morning, how are you? I guess Zacchaeus was asking, how the hell did you know I am up here? But Zacchaeus came down. He garnered 70 attached themselves to be as the light bearers, calling they are the disciples of God, of Christ. And they followed him. They followed him for the healing. Many look and say, but this man is a great man. He must be the Christ. Oh, yeah, he was. Cyrus came to him and said, my daughter is sick. I would love you to come. I would love you speak the word, because I cannot invite you to my yard. My home, I am not, what you just say? I am not okay I am a sinner. I can't invite you. I rather you speak the word. And as soon as he left, when he went home, the child was healed. There was a next one, a family crying because their child had passed away. And he stepped in, looked at the child, spoke in his words, and the child opened her eyes. And it was merriment. So a lot of people followed him for different reasons. But his time here on earth was short. But that was the time given to him to do, to teach to those that are there, because he would soon lay down his life for humanity. And so he was teaching and teaching, and at one point, one of the miracles was Um, the disciples went to him and said, "From morning, these people are here with us. They must be hungry now. We need to get something for them to eat." There were no shops nearby, no stores to go and get food. But one little boy who was the smartest of all, he didn't go without his food. He makes sure he's walk with his little food that when he's hungry. And so he did. Oh, one little man is here with 2 fishes and a loaf of bread. And he prayed. And 5,000 people was fed from that. And 12 baskets of leftover were gathered. So people followed him for different reasons. People followed him and said, "Look here, I caught this woman in the act of adultery." How smart these guys were. They caught the woman in the act. So, of course, she was enjoying herself in the mere fact she was committing adultery. Huh? They uses that to test him because he said they asked in those days they would have put them out and each person pick up a rock and they would have stoned that person to death. That was the punishment thereof. And so they asked him, "Here is the woman. We, the syndicate, we caught her in the act. In the act." Those that led the woman to him were also one of the play guys. Were one of the some of them were the toy boys too. So Jesus looked upon them and he said, he started wrote on the ground and they read the language. And each one saw the message and take their own sweet time and walked away. The message read, "Any one of you here without sin, pick up the first rock, pick up the first stone and cast it." They all look in themselves and saw they were not sinless. The same thing that the woman were doing, they were a part of it. Jesus looked upon the woman and said, "Well, nobody condemn you. I don't condemn you. Go and sin no more." So there were so many things happen. The man at the Bethsaida pool who were there for 32 years and could not get in the water of healing when the angel troubled the water. They should go in and they got healing. And he couldn't move because he has no one to put him in. As soon as the water traveled and he shuffled and shuffled, somebody stepped in before him and they got their healing and gone. 38 years. And Jesus said, "Get up, take up your bed and go on." Took up your bed and go home. He was healed. Just like that. So in that, yes. But it came down to the crunch, and many of us can identify with many things. We will have a lot of friends, family scores. Friends love you because of who you are or what they can get from you. But as soon as something happens, make the wrong mistake, and you're caught and put into jail, whether you were right or you were wrong, but the police lock you up. Sit it out and look how much of your friends disappear from you. Worse if some of them believe, oh, yes, he did it. Yes, he's guilty. And the very same friends who were so friendly with you, I love you, I'll go with you, I'll die for you. They took their own sweet time. And the only time you will maybe see them shake their hands, you went to trial and you won the case. They found you not guilty and they sent you home. And you will meet some of them on the street, in the club you used to go, maybe church, somewhere, someplace. And how did it go? You are all right? Yes, I am okay. So, the many of them were following Christ. And 70 aligned themselves to him. And the 70 dwindled down. Hello. The 70 dwindled down to 12. And even in the 12, when it reached to the 12, and when the time have come that Jesus should be tried and sentenced, he said to Peter, you are going to deny me 3 times before the cock crow. He said to the dear money guy who loved the money, he says, someone is going to betray me. Because they that were looking for him couldn't differentiate him from the disciples, because they all look alike. So they didn't know him. Who is best to sell you or sold you or give you away? Who is the best person? The friend who knows you quite well. So therefore, if they were looking for you and don't know you, it only took your friend to say, the one in the blue shirt. Yeah, the one that, he had on a black pants and a blue shirt. And the one that stand up to the far end of the far left. Yeah, he's right beside that one. That is him. Who best to do that? Your friend. And so he took that Mr. Guy, and before he did it, before Jesus looked at him and said to him, the one who dip in the ditch with me first, he's going to sell me. He went and he make a bargain with these guys. Just like now. He put up a bargain, and the bargain was, if you show me who this guy is, you're going to get 30 pieces of silver. I don't know if the 30 pieces of silver mounted to $10 million or $10 trillion in today's worth. And the money, be careful of your friends, because they will sell you out for a plate of food. They will sell you out for a bottle of drink. They will sold you out for little and nothing. As long as you're giving something, they're willing to say, that's the man. They're willing to stand up and testify against you. And when they said money, wow, a bell ring. That's my name. Why should I be faithful? Why should I be loyal? Why should I be so loyal to this guy when I'm going to be getting some money? But he did it with a reason. Because Jesus is always, they can't hold on to him. So when Jesus would have got away and he have the money going and so yes, man, I know they couldn't hold you, man. Oh yeah. And so Judas took the bag with the money, sat aside the one he called his savior. And he told them before, instead of one that you see, I put my hands when his hand went down to pick up the food to eat. The one that you saw, I hug and kiss. Careful of kiss. Be careful of kiss. Be careful you went out and somebody, look around and see if you see anybody. Please. The one who I kiss, hold him. That's the man. There's a lot of lessons in these things. And when you look into it, in today's day, the same things played out. The same very things played out in your everyday life with you around people. Some people you call, oh, this is my friend, man. I know him we went to school together. Oh, yes, we were playmates together. But who sold you? Who give you away? With just a kiss or a handshake. For something maybe, just for a bottle of beer. A drink of whiskey. And you are sold. You understand? So, of course, Judas told them that. And as soon as to how he spake it, it happened just like that. So when he did that, remember, he sat under the arm of Jesus, and he knows in his heart that I have the money that I collect for you. So you are going to be sold. So they just come and collect their goods. So out of the 12, how much left? And a matter of fact, to the end of it, none was left. Because the others ran away. Before they held him, before Judas do all of that, they were praying. Because he said, my time is at hand. My time is right here. I am praying. Pray with me. Tarry with me just for a while. And everyone fell asleep. And they said, how weak are you? You can't tarry with me, not even for an hour. And everything went on. And they held on to Jesus. And they took him to trial. And of course, one of them said, I don't have anything to do with this just man. Listen to this just man. And they put him before Pontius Pilate. And the cry of the people on the outside were saying, crucify him. Now they have a next one, Barabbas, who they have taken out of confinement, and bring Barabbas, and said to the people, chanting, who do you want? The people chant louder. They say, give us Barabbas and crucify Jesus. The same people who seek healing, who seek those that sleep awoke, those that were crippled walk, those that were dumb speak, those that were blind eyes open. The same people stood and said, crucify him and give us Barabbas. So I said all of this, that the preparation was there for man, because man, the humanity, to accept God as their king, as their savior, it was not an easy one. So he gave us the lamb, which is Christ, to shed his blood on Calvary's cross for you and for me. Because there wasn't enough turtle dove to take for your sin. So he gave it once and for all. So in this time, coming up to the crucifixion, so many people now are going to be in that mode of crying. But why you cry? Why do you cry? You're not crying for the crucified one. So who are you crying for? And why are you crying? Why are you get down now in sackcloth and ashes? Why? He's already resurrected from the earth. Is he resurrected in our life? And that is where we are to look on. Is many, many years that I've done. Every year we went right back to see if he is into the tomb. We went straight back to see if Mary and Martha were going with spice. We are going again to be told by the angel that why seeketh the living among the dead. So we get back into that mode. The crucifixion, the crucified one, was for us that our sins are laid on the altar, on the cross. He bear our shame and our sin. There's no longer you should be trying to be perfect. Because if it's by perfection, you don't make it. Because you can't be. He has already done it for you and for me. But the part of it now that came down to the baking of the bun, and the cutting of the trees. See if you can know who Amos is. And if you know who Amos is, in the pagan world, you will see how the bun baking came about. But Jesus himself, in all purity, he died so that we will have life and have it more abundantly. But no longer going to the grave and bearing the grave clothes are there. No longer looking to see. Accept it or don't accept it. It is that he already returned to earth to redeem us. So some set of people is still looking for the Messiah, the coming of the Messiah. The Messiah already came and went. But there are some people who is still looking for the Messiah because the Messiah couldn't have born into our stable. Why? He is supposed to be coming into a nice dress, necktie, and jacket suit, not coming in rags, wrapped in swaddling cloth. Yes. So there are some persons still on earth. There are some nation that is still looking for the coming of Christ. And for those that are preparing themselves for the crucifixion service and the resurrection service, let it be in you. Let it be in you. Know that he resurrected in you. He gave you life and life abundantly. So there's no way that I'm going to tell people don't believe. Believe what you believe and act on what you believe. But my saying is that there's no longer going to the grave again. Year after year, we are going to the grave to see if he is there. We are still going to the grave while we should be looking deep within us that the resurrection is with and in us. We are resurrected. He had resurrected long time ago out of the earth. But in our hearts, the resurrection, the life is in us. And that is what we should be concerned about, not thinking of he is still in the grave. The angels are still holding guard. And you are still listening to hear the word. Why seeketh the living among the dead? He's no longer there. He will not go back there. He have done what his Father has sent him to do, and it was done. We are the one in flesh to play our part. Okay? We are the one. So this is a time when a lot of person will be crying tears, sorrowing. You are not sorrowing for Christ. He has done it already. It is already done. We are set free. I, Freeman, or you, we are set free from the burden of sin. Although persons want you to believe that, look here, if you don't do this and you don't do that, what you need to do is to acknowledge yourself, acknowledge who you are, acknowledge who you believe in, acknowledge what you do. He said, you confess your sin to him and your faults to your brother and your sister and your brethren and your good friends them. But your sin, you go in secret to him. So people should not be standing and they're going to tell you what they do and what they don't do and what they. He only forgave you. So he said, confess your sin to him and your faults. If you go to church or wherever, that's your fault. And all of us is faulty. But your sin, and he will throw it in the sea of forgetfulness. And when God forgave you, you are well forgiven. Man cannot forgive you of your sin. Father, pastor, bishop, none of them. All of them had to go to the Lord. And we go to him as well. So you don't get up and bawl out, oh, yeah, and let me take it to the nice and clean ones to say, oh, we committed adultery. You don't have to come and tell me. You don't have to go out and tell it to the world. You find yourself and you don't have to go to a very seclusive spot either, because you speaks within you. You sit there and you are praying deep within. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the relationship you will have with your God. So some people have it to say, oh, you are not going to heaven. Where is heaven? Oh, you are not doing this. Oh, you are not. How do you know the intent of the person? How you know? You cannot send no one in, and neither can you take no one out. God have that power. And when him forgive you, him forgive you. The wretched and the vilest of a sinner or a man, and forgive you. He throws some people, and you would look at them with so despicable. You think those guys then were any clean and what you are looking for, cross the I and dot the T, proper English speaking, proper Spanish, and no, we have a word, we call it racha. They were fishermen, many of them. Not even the one named Mr. Luke, the tax collector. They were rough men. They were rough guys. What God say? Him call meek, him not call weak. Yeah. And leaders and men who are leaders, men whether or not, they given a certain power within to stand up, to speak, yeah, to defend. So they have this power within them, every man, but some don't know it and some abuse it. Some do not know it and some abuse it. Yeah. So God is God, never changes. Never, ever changes. But there are lessons in these things that is in our everyday life. So you can't be too careful. Be careful of the friends who align themselves. You sometimes have to ask why. But as I said before, some is for what they can get, what you can do for them. I was watching a movie the other evening, and I think I saw this movie for the second time. And this lady and her daughter, there was some abuse. The marriage were abusive one, and she make her way out of it with her daughter. And he were after her, sending people after her. Uh, the marriage wasn't abusive. When children don't hear, they get all you in problem too. She sent her child to school, and there were a group that she aligned herself with. The group, they went and, you know, look out on people's house and saw who is leaving this morning to work, and they went and they robbed the house. And she was a part of that group. And that day, they went into a house, and while they were in there were some government men who wanted the owner of the house for some information, because he was a news reporter and something else. So they call him to, he left his house. They call him to get back to his house because somebody is there to meet with him. Now these three persons, the four of them, were in the house who went to rob the house, and they were all children. And one of the girl, her mother is a police officer, and to where she was, and they got the guy. She was right behind a couch, looking out, and saw everything that they were doing. Hi, Brooks. Oh, sorry, you are late. Yes, you are late. Never mind, never mind. And she saw everything that they were doing. And of course, the guy gave her a watch while he was there and is lost. And the mother, they get her, they locked her up, they called the mother. The mother went and to find out, and the mother really want to wring this little girl neck, because I sent you to school and you are in a gang. You are there robbing people house? Really? But she realized, because the child saw what happened, the instinct of the mother said took her away, and she took away the child. And they were after her because she saw what happened. She saw who did it. She saw all the government people who came. And so they went to a place, a shelter. And the person in the shelter, they knew her. And she went in and she told the person who is in charge what happened. And next thing, her face were all over the news. They are looking for her. And they said, okay, we can't keep you here, because if we keep you here, we are going to be in trouble. And there was a young lady who deems to be a street person, live nowhere, have nothing to eat, and all the rest of these things. And that same policewoman always gave her something and took her to a shelter and said, clean her up and let she look like somebody's child. Only to know that when she went in there, that same young lady was in there. Plus, she is a trained, what do you call that? Suicide, not, what they use them to do. Anyhow, she was trained to analyze people. She's a government person. And the young lady saw her and said, you can't stay here, come. And the young lady took her out. While the young lady was doing that, a man in the same shelter, saw it on the news, and they're paying $50,000. And anybody can give the information of the woman and the child, they will get the $50,000. And the little Mr. Gentleman get his pen and his paper and he wrote down the information. And he called the authorities. When they came and he took them where she was, they were all gone. The same, she didn't know who was this person. And they ran until the lady, she's asking, who are you? Why are you doing this for me? Because she's trying to find out if you are playing like a friend, yet you are the foe. And she took her to her house and then she said, I did this for you because so many times you fed me when I was hungry, and you took me off the street and you put me in the shelter. And the lady were like, really? But the part I get out, um, when they went and they didn't saw them, he said, before he did it, the lady of the in charge said to him, why are you doing this? This was his reply. It's money. They are paying is 50,000. And I look at it, I said, look at that. Money. You sold your parent. Money. And that was what Judas did. When they said 30 pieces of silver, Judas was littered up all over. His eyes, money. This was the man he was walking with. This was the man who him said, oh Lord, I will be with you, Lord. You are... Yet when they offers the money, Judas decided to say, you, Lord or no Lord, is the money talk. Okay? And so he did that. So many times your friend, who you claim to be your friend, if you saw the person, they will stab you in the back. And the stab is not one of the worst things. It's when you look and saw who did the stabbing. Yeah. It's you? Really? You? We hate together. We do so much things together. And I thought you were my friend. Mm-hmm. So you have to be careful. A kiss will sell you. Offering of money will sell you. You could be doing some illicit business, and it's only you and such persons know. And that person will be offered a sum of money. And guess what? You are gone. You are gone because all they care about is the money, not the loyalty to their friend. A friend is a friend in need and a friend in deed. And if you're standing with your friend, you should stand with your friend, ride or die. But there's a lot of people who comes around you who pretend to be your friend, yet they are a snake. They are a what if snake, panther, or whatever the snake name. They are a snake, wrapped you from your head to your toe and choke the life out of you. When you saw who did it, so many persons can stand and said, this person who I took for my friend, this is the person that carries me down. So when you're saying a friend, you got to know who is the friend and who you are entrusting your life, your business, your secret to. Because that's the one who will be sitting and saying, oops, oops. Because guess what? Your friend and your enemy is always friend, and you don't know. Some person has been carried down, been whisked out of what they have. And when the truth of it reveal, the face they saw, so we have to be careful. We have to be careful. We can't be more careful. But we look at it and we look as I went through explaining and how Judas was so much. Judas was under the man's arm and he's selling the man. Our friends, I tell you something. I know a lady for many decades, many years. She is senior to me. And about 2 or 3 years ago, something came to me and I called her and I asked her. And she was so upset. I said, wow, why would you upset, you know? And she said to me, I was calling her, and next time, just to find out, you know, what really gets you so upset. And I didn't get her. And I called again. And she answered and said, you don't say that you're calling and I don't answer. I said, yes, that's why I called back, because I don't know what happened. She said, you and I is not friend. I said, wow, thank you very much. The amount of things I did. And yet that person who is a friend, I tell you this one, you would laugh. I came to this country and I went by her place. And I was going to stay at her place for a few days. And I had something to do on the road and I went out to get it done. Realizing I wouldn't be getting home at the time designated. So I called and I didn't get her. So I texted her a message and said, I'm going to be home about half an hour later than the time I should come. Anyhow, I went and I could have ring the doorbell until this day. It was not answered. I stood up right at the door and I rang the number and no answer. And I said to myself, so what do I do now? And like something said to me, get back on the bus. And I went and get the bus and went to the train station where the greyhounds leave from. Because it wasn't very long. I came from Canada, stopped by her a while, and then I'm leaving from her to my designated spots. And I went where the Greyhound buses were leaving. A lot of people were there. Canada, you name it. So I just placed myself on the bench and one of the seats. And of course, this person and I started to talk, and we there chat and chat and chat. And until D lit it out. And I jumped on the bus again and went. She left early for work, so actually I'm not expecting. But anyhow, I went and I found that one of the door was open, so I went inside. And she came home, and I was about to open my mouth to say about last night. And like a voice said to me, say nothing, ask no question. And until this day, that person have not asked me, what happened to you last night? You did not get home. What happened to you? And I look at it and I smile. Because this person came to my place and stay at my place. And I would call to find out, are you coming this evening? Yes. And I stayed up. The time passing, and I would call and said, where are you? I'm waiting on you. Yeah. And in that situation, that person I said, somebody's at your house and you haven't seen that person and you didn't even put out an ounce to say what happened to the person. And I look at it and I smile. And in everything I do, I got a lessons from it. Yes. So the person you are doing for, not necessarily is going to do for you. And it is so strange that somebody would be at your place and you haven't seen the person and you don't even took your phone and call, neither did you respond to the call or the messages. And then afterward, you're going to say, oh, we are not friends. You think we were friends? I said, you're so right. But guess what? Old time people have a saying to say, if you don't mash hands, you don't know where your belly is. So things have to happen to know who you are around and who is around you, who you are doing for. You think I quarrel? I should never hear I quarrel. Nope. I just smile and I said, thank you, Lord, because you have shown me yes. So things, when certain things happen, don't quarrel about it. Don't be upset about it. Find the message in it that has given to you, because there is a message in it. There is a warning in it. Sure, prayer changes things. Yeah. There is a warning in it for you. There is a message in it for you. So you don't quarrel. Don't be upset. Don't be upset with the person either. Just look at it and find the message in it. And you can operate from that handle. Yeah. So a lot of persons, oh yeah, I'm her friend. Yes, I'm his friend. We have drink together. We go we go to the parties together. We even go to churches together. But what Psalms, I think it's what Psalms 51 or someone of those Psalms said. If it was an enemy, you could otherwise. But it was my friend, my companion. We all go to church together. So in this world that we live, you have to be smart. You have to have the wisdom, the knowledge. You have to have a high sight that you saw very far and ears that you will hear. Yes. Because so many things happen, and it came in a surprise. But things have to happen to let you realize who you stand with and where you stand. Things have to happen. Yeah. So don't be upset. Don't be dismayed. There was this man was saying to me, he was telling me some of his life story, and he was in other big foreign, and he married his wife over how much years. They make life together, have their own place and things like that. And he said she started behaving a kind of a way which he can't understand. But he's not a person to, quarrel, and so he still tried to do and try to maintain his part of it. And he said one evening he was coming, he get home from work, and he said something said to him wasn't to go through the front door, but to enter from the kitchen. So he said he went around the house, and when he reached to the kitchen window, his wife and somebody else were talking. And he said the part that have him to stop is when she said, when I finish with him, he's going to walk the street of England and eat out a garbage pan. And he said he stopped. He stopped under the window and he listened to his wife. This is his wife. And they were talking and talk until it changes. The story changes. And he went in. He saw that it was her sister. She was planning to leave him, but leave him with nothing. So she was going to get the house sale. She was going to do everything that she said when she finished with him. And he said he didn't said anything to her. He got up the morning and he called his brother. And he said, meet me by the lawyer. And he said he went there and changes everything into his brother's name. And the next thing he was served with paper to go to court. Some divorce, something came up, and he went. And the judge of the trial, whatever going on, and they asked about his assets and so on. She said yes, and name out what you have and whatever, because she don't only want a half, she wanted the place to be sold and all of what he have, and then he has nothing. So when the papers were called for and she brought up her papers and he took his paper, there was nothing in his name. Everything, the judge said to him, but this man have nothing. This is so and so name. He said she dropped right on the floor in the courthouse. So if he didn't walk that side, he wouldn't get the message what was planned for him. And he wouldn't have the time to go and do the next best. So he changes everything, put in his brother's name, and end up she got nothing. Well, she didn't got anything, but she got something because him say, okay, he will give her some money and whatever, whatever, and that was where the marriage ends. How you thought she paint that picture? She said is the wickedest man that God ever put breath into. You understand? Okay. So the very ones that are around you, but God have a way to let you know what is happening around you. You only have to open your ears and your eyes. You understand? So some things happen and hurt. You're surprised to know. Anyhow, thank you for being here. Thank you for those that have subscribed. My new subscribers, thank you and welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Love yourself. No one can love you like you love yourself. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. When you love yourself, you will be able to love others. Okay? Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. I didn't have a set topic, but we found something to talk about. We found a topic. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you, Chevany, Miss Brooke or Mr. Brooke. There we go. And well, your last set here. And to everyone that have tuned in, thank you very much. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscription. And thank you for sharing. Share the live, share the live, share the live with someone. You're a woman, all right. Don't feel any way I said that because sometimes I use the name to say this person is a male or this person a female. And I realize I drop into a pickle that way. The person whom I said the name is a male, it turn out to be it's a female. And sometimes the names that I look on and say, okay, that's a female, it turned out to be a male. So I be careful of using the name to know who is who. Even when you look at the name and you said that name would be a woman's name, next thing I know it's a man. So don't feel any way when I say it's a man or a woman. This is the reason why I don't really, when I call the name, welcome, and so I don't say Mr. or Miss. I don't say that because it's like you're not knowing and you're getting yourself in trouble. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. And I hope you get something from all of this. Right? God never leave you in darkness. He always show you your danger ahead. Thank you very much. Love, peace. Peace out and enjoy the rest of your time. For those that is morning, enjoy your coffee or your tea, okay? And enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy your Friday. Bye. Thanks.